Hey Carnivore Tribe, welcome back to Carne and Beyond, Healing from Within. Today, I'm cooking up something quick, hearty, and absolutely mouth-watering, a tender lamb roast in the Instapot. If you've been looking for a meal that is not only fast, but packed with deep flavor, this is it. Now here's something you may not know. Lamb is a true nutrient powerhouse on the carnivore diet. It's rich in highly bioavailable iron, zinc, and B vitamins that support energy and healing. Plus, it's loaded with healthy fats like CLA, which can help reduce inflammation and support fat metabolism. Compared to beef, lamb often has a slightly higher omega-3 profile too, thanks to pasture raising. So not only will this roast satisfy your taste buds, but it will also fuel your body with the nourishment it needs to thrive. Stick with me and you'll see how quick and simple it is to get this juicy lamb on the table tonight for dinner, carnivore style. Look at this beautiful piece of lamb. Doesn't it remind you of a heart? It looks like a heart. It's a heart shape. Perfect for my channel. So I'm going to season this baby up with some Redmond's real salt, of course. As much as I can, of course, keeping in mind not to oversalt it. But as I'm seasoning up this lamb roast, let's talk about why lamb deserves a place on your carnivore plate. Lamb, as I mentioned, is one of the most nutrient-rich meats you can eat while on the carnivore diet. It's packed with highly bioavailable iron, zinc, and vitamin B to keep your energy and focus sharp. It also is full of healthy fats, which has been linked to reducing inflammation and supporting fat metabolism. Another bonus, lamb tends to have a high omega-3 profile, higher than beef, especially when pasture raised, giving you that extra nutritional edge, and who can't use that? So not only will this roast come out tender and juicy in the Instapot, but it is also fueling your body with everything it needs to thrive on carnivore lifestyle. Let's get this beauty in and start cooking it. As the past video I did with a chuck roast in the Instapot, it's very similar cook recipe. We're going to start with I put about 4 tablespoons of my leftover bacon fat from this week into the pot, and I'm going to let that heat up on the sear or saute setting on the Instapot. And once that starts bubbling and getting hot, then I'm going to add the meat to this hot pan and sear each of the sides. Now don't do what I do. I threw this baby in. It's a big piece, and yep, it did splatter a little bit of fat upwards. So just be cautious and careful when you're throwing it in for the first time. So I will now cover this with my clear lid instead of the Instapot lid, just so I can see how it's progressing. And I will try to sear each side for about 5 minutes. And every time 5 minutes is up, we'll take the lid off. Be careful of the steam. And this is a big roast, so I actually had to not only use my tongs, they wouldn't pick it up just with the tongs, so I had to use a wooden ladle to try to get under it. It's not stuck to the bottom whatsoever. It's literally just the weight of this meat is so heavy to pick up with those tongs. So I get it to the side. Again, I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes and try to sear that edge as brown, golden brown as I can. And again, after 5 minutes, I take the lid off and I go to the next side and sear that side for 5 minutes. What I'm trying to do here is basically lock in all the juices. I want to lock in all that flavor. So with this side, I'm trying to press it down to try to get it into that bacon fat so it can brown up as well on that side. And lastly, the fourth side, this whole process took about 22 minutes. I did do the initial side a little longer because it looked a little peaked. But I can tell you that this turned out beautifully, so you don't need to sear it any more than what I'm doing here. And yeah. And I never weighed what this roast was, but boy, was it heavy. Just trying to get it on this final side and get it stand up on its own. It took a bit of artistic and praying, artwork if you want to call it. So now this has been 5 minutes again, taking the lid off. I'm going to put it down on its original side. I let it go for maybe another 2 minutes on that original side because it did look a little peaked. And then I added a cup and a half of spring water to the mix, and that's it. It's seriously as easy as that. You're ready to go. You're ready to put the lid on. And just make sure that it's in its locking position, depending on the model that you have. Make sure it's clicked into place, and also make sure that the vent is closed. So I'm going to set this for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Similar to the chuck roast recipe I did a couple months ago. And it doesn't hurt just to double check that you did pressure cook, that it's on high setting, and it's set for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then basically I walked away. I can't remember what I did. I think I did laundry and cleaned the house, and yeah, it was like dinner was cooking while I was getting other tasks done. And once that 30 minutes was up, well, that's when the fun started to begin. Patience is required. And why do I say that? Because you have to let the Instapot just stay closed, and you're going to wait 30 minutes before you open that lid. We want to make sure we're locking in all that juice into the meat, and this is how you do it. So I've been letting this rest for 30 minutes, and moment of truth, we'll see in a second, but just want to caution you. Make sure, depending on your device, that the steam button has fallen. In other words, the Instapot is no longer under pressure. And of course, I always try to open away from myself so I don't get to steam burn. And a lot of people don't know this too, that the handles on the Instapot can actually hold your lid safely on the side. So this has turned out absolutely amazing. As you can see here, it's just falling apart. Oh, this is going to be delicious lunch today. How can it get any better than this? And of course, why waste any time? I got myself a bowl. Let's load it up. I think I'll probably only have one bowl. Lamb is very rich, but who knows? I could surprise myself. I'm going to do what I always do, and that's load up my plate and eat until I'm full. And if I can still eat more, I'll eat a little bit more until I can't eat that last bite on my plate. And of course, I always have to douse it with a little bit of Redmond's real salt. I try not to oversalt the actual lamb in the pot because people's salt preferences are different. You can always add more, but you can never take away. I'm super excited I did this recipe today. I hope you enjoyed it, and sending you bacon-scented blessings for your week ahead, everyone. Love you so much. Take care. Bye for now.
Butter melting down like morning